Hi, isn't it beautiful? It's not really much, but I am very personally satisfied by this little tiny bit of artistic representation that I've managed to put in the world somewhere. Hopefully we can do that more, but it might not be today. Either way, we got stuff to do, so let's do them! You may remember last time there was a little bit of an emotional whiplash to the exact necessities required to go to space or even start building the rocket. And in that shock and despair, I moved to just making a giant flat level ground. Though I'm particularly proud of the giant flat level of ground, it's not really practical. It's not operational at the very least. Did make some turn to try and make it a little bit useful. After all, we've got this new pipe going all the way over, replacing our water supply that used to be over here with a much longer pipe. It kind of works. I mean, it works. It's just a little silly. I've also refactored this ground a little bit, moved the output to the coke ovens to here. This is the emergency overflow in case we accidentally drop a cell into the system again. Then we've got all the barrels that got filled. This barrel's getting close to fill, but it doesn't matter if it fills anymore because we're not using the steam engines for anything right now. Put the chlorine and the glue up there. The rest of it's pretty much normal. And the farm, the thing I work on in between the streams. Brand new tier stalk farm is going good. But partway through the process, which is to say right near the end, I discovered new plants that I think would be of very significant benefit to us. One was we got a netherwort, so now we can make netherwort. There's this slime plant, which long-term could be a replacement for our slime trees over there. I mean, the slime trees are good. They're plentiful. They're bountiful. We don't need much rubber pulp, but this is automatable, so it's got improvement. The other next one is this evil ore, which, as I understand it, gives us Certus quartz, which is source of silicon. Yet another reason we don't got to go to the nether. We also have papyrus for paper. That's an exciting one because I don't really have a method of producing paper that I like. But the big change to the equation is this stuff, salt root. The reason I was excited for the tear stalks was because of its ability to be a source of chlorine, but salt root can also do that. And it seems to grow faster and produce more unit result. The only difference is that, well, it doesn't make gas tiers, so it doesn't make lithium or potassium. Except it still does. Because salty root, when put in a chemical bath, gives us mostly salt, sometimes rock salt, and sometimes saltpeter. So potassium is still available. And that's good. So I'm wondering if maybe for more bulk production purposes, we want to be going with salt root as our chlorine source and sodium, as opposed to the gas tiers. I'm not certain, and making decisions is difficult and scary. Fortunately, I don't have to make that decision right now. I went back to the NASA space stuff, and I really tried to look at exactly what we need to get it running. Interestingly, I've decided to try and skip the actual workbench and start thinking about just the materials on the other side of it. That said, workbench itself does also require some important things. Like, look at this hardwall. Wet concrete energetic alloy. Not dealing with that right now. But One thing we're going to need in great quantity, and this was sort of the inspiration for this mission, is a lot of compressed plate. Making these heavy-duty alloys and this heavy-duty plate, which can only be made in implosion-style compressors. So this will be a thing we need. So how do we use this and make this thing we need? Well, an implosion compressor is actually very simple. We need reinforced stone, which is some steel and some concrete, some HV circuits, solid steel. You know, it's just some steel and circuits we've already done. The full assembly is real simple. It's just regular old hatches, a muffler on the side for some reason. I've been told this thing makes a lot of pollution, so be advised for that. But yeah, this is nothing complicated, and it's nothing we can't get. So I think just getting that multi-block might be a good idea. The other side of this, though, the more insidious thing, is that we need a source of explosion. Whether it's powder barrel, dynamite TNT, or industrial TNT, we need to input some explode in order for it to explode. And I've ran through some of the basic recipes involved. Gel toluene nitration mixture gives us sulfuric acid, but I'm pretty sure you make it with sulfuric acid. There's also TNT, which is sulfuric acid, and gel toluene, which is toluene and sugar and polyethylene, like it's a whole system. Then we've got dynamite, which is glycerol trinitrate, paper, and string. And then we have powder barrel, which is just gunpowder, some plank, and a string. With the really complicated part being, where the heck do we get the gunpowder? And the answer is, it's vaguely achievable. Like, there are ways. Even some plants you can farm to get the gunpowder. But I had a better idea that helps us pursue another goal. If we go with the TNT strategy, we can do it with sulfuric acid, something we've already proven we can make, and gel toluene. Gel toluene can be fluid solidified out of toluene if we want to just go direct, or we can get ever so slightly more efficient conversion by doing sugar and tiny polyethylene as a mixture. I don't think I care. In fact, this just costs less energy and is faster somehow. Weird how that works out, huh? Okay, it's not really faster. It's about the same speed. 7 seconds versus 10 for 2. But like low voltage, easy. Easy. Make that medium voltage and suddenly we're winning again. Question is, where do we get the toluene? We distill it out of wood tar. This is something I've already wanted to do. Because our entire fuel production is based around benzene, and that's going to power the base. So if we make this distillation tower, we can get the benzene out and toluene for free. We also get the creosote, which we can use for the steam rejuvenation. So I'm very, very compelled by this option. Now, in terms of actual efficiency here, 0.8 seconds, that would be times 5, because it would go to 1,000. That would make the 100, so it's faster. It's also high voltage, but it's faster. So I think we should pursue that. And let me just check my notes because I had specific things. Yeah. There's actually a third thing, and this is a little bit of a combination of two halves of thing. In order to boost our fuel production, we would theoretically want to make the pyrolysis oven faster, or just, process more charcoal through whatever means. And one way to do that is to improve the coils used in the pyrolysis oven, and also the EBF by proxy. That would require nichrome. Cooling nichrome from the heat of the EBF requires a vacuum freezer. But the EBF is also not strong enough, so we would need high voltage hatches, and those are locked behind making coolant, which again requires a vacuum freezer or a fluid heater if we pick a different material. I actually forget which one's easier for us to do, because this is knack. Very spooky, I know. The helium coolant is the one that requires the vacuum freezer, but also requires us to have helium. So it might be the case that we would go for the fluid heater method for this. We do that, we get the knack made from distilling liquid sodium, which is fluid heated sodium, medium voltage. So all that makes sense. I think. I personally think so. But either way, I say our goal for today is to pursue making one of them. My instinct is the distillation tower. Excuse me for a second. I need to process all of these. I was doing more crop shenanigans and I needed to reload on crops. That's why there's a whole thing going on there. But yeah, that's my thought. My thought is get some of that good multi-block, place them somewhere vaguely appropriate in the large station area, this giant stone floor, and start gaining benefits. There's also a bunch of logistics that we would have to worry about. It might be the case that we just put the distillation tower near the pyrolysis oven because it's already there. If that's the one we do. Darn it, now I'm second guessing myself. What do I do? Which one do I pick? I didn't get that far yet. I just had ideas. Not a plan. Okay, separate to that, there's the packing up and relocating of things that we did earlier. I thought about it, and the smeltery isn't really used for anything else right now. And we can make it. That's 3-to-1 makes 4. That's the same as the alloy smelter. So we theoretically don't even need the smeltery for that. And the only thing I can think of that we need the smeltery for is ender pearl conversion. So it's really not a priority at all. It might just be good to go without it for now. Which leads me back to the question of what the heck am I doing right now? And no clear answer. Let's just... I haven't made polyethylene in a while. It's been just full benzene ever since we went to high voltage because I was scared of running out of fuel. What is the... What's the wood gas distillation tower look like? Carbon dioxide, ethylene, methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen. interesting. How do we deal with this? So what recipes am I looking at right now? Oh, carbon dioxide. Oh, it's in this canister. Okay. We're gonna carbon dioxide, you get carbon and oxygen. That's completely reasonable. I'm just trying to think this through. Because we could also permanently switch to methane instead of benzene. It's used in the same thing, but it gives 104,000 EU. Versus benzene, which gives... Okay, triple. Maybe we stick to benzene. There's also the possibility of building a second pyrolysis oven, or having the pyrolysis oven strictly do... If we swap it back to wood gas, permanently, like we permanently keep it on wood gas, you would have the distillery, and the distillery alone convert it into ethylene. But then it would also output the charcoal, and we take that charcoal and can still do the benzene. And these are for the advanced distillery. So this is powering the advanced distillery, as well as this one, which is powering the... Oh, it's powering the pyrolysis oven itself, I think. I can't exactly see the energy hatches, but that makes sense, yeah. LV energy hatch, LV energy hatch. So there's one there and one there. So one here, one here. Okay. Makes sense to me. I'm hesitant to mess with our power production. But I think my mind is set that the thing I want to do is make the distillation tower. It will provide benefit no matter how we use it. But we know we're going to use it. So let's use it. Distillation tower is in the mass processing. Here we are. This one. So, distillation tower. Little complicated. How exactly we're using it is going to depend on what we're distilling. But the things that we're interested in immediately are wood tar and wood gas. Wood tar will give us, depending on our exact output, 5 to 8 options. Wood gas will give us 5 options, period. So I think we want to make the distillation tower at level 5. So this is 2 outputs. 3, 4, 5. And that kind of matches what the recipe was calling for in the quest. It was calling for 40 of these, which sounds about right. So let's do it. Assuming the distillation tower comes for free, which it does not, it most certainly does not. Ooh, we're gonna need 4 workstations, huh? All right, gotta start somewhere. Let's start somewhere. Clean stainless steel casing is just stainless steel frame box and 6 plate. Stainless steel frame box is following the system of all frame boxes, that it's 2 ingots per in rod form. Which means that for one of these, we are going to need 8 ingots. Which means for all the clean stainless steel machine casings that we are going to need for this operation, we are going to need 8 times 40. Which is a whopping 320, which implies we need exactly 5 stacks of the stuff. How many stacks of the stuff do we currently have? Well, the answer is 3 and a little bit. So first and foremost, we need more steel. How do we get more steel? Well, we know the recipe for steel. I've already forgotten the recipe for steel. Now, I know that the critical component of this is we get stainless steel dust and heat it up, but what's the mixture ratio again? Chrome, manganese, nickel, and iron. Okay. I don't exactly remember the operation of the ruby juicer, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay, ruby juicer is... Oh, we need the ruby. Have I crushed any ruby for this, or not? It seems like I might have, and I just don't remember where I placed it. A random crushed ore in a random box somewhere, perhaps. And again, we don't really keep around crushed ore anymore. But that's okay. I will take this stack of raw ruby ore, I will put it in this macerator, and it will do the job. We wait for that to be done in approximately like 5-6 minutes. And while we wait, let's get our everything else up. I'm going to deal with the pumps last because I am bothered by how complicated their recipes are. And they're going to require more steel anyway. So let's begin with the workstation. Weirdly, not something that I have in the listing of random stuff. Workstation. You. So, workstation is our classic system. Right. It's the one that requires the blue alloy bolts, more RAM, and the plastic. Yeah, so it's diodes. It needs the diodes. And we need 4. So going in terms of diodes, we're going to need 16 diodes. I think we shall simply buy some. I reckon I have a handful around from some previous quests, but I also feel like I can just purchase more. I fear the diodes, personally. Cool. We'll be able to buy some more. So between this 8 and the other 8, I think we should be good. I know that we solved our gallium arsenide problem, and therefore we can make diodes, but I would still like to, be reasonable with it. How many diodes do we have innately? We are 1 short. Okay. What's it gonna take? Okay, tantalum. Okay, 1 small pile of gallium arsenide dust seems like our best option. We could use the wafers too. The wafers are so much more cost effective. So I'm going to go for the wafer strategy. Let's say fine annealed copper, a wafer, molten polyethylene. Right, I was doing resistor tech earlier. Might have to temporarily suspend that. Do I have some fine annealed copper around? In here, perhaps. No, just regular copper. That's fine. Anneal it. How's our board supply? 50! Plenty for the microprocessors I was planning on making. So our plastic board supply is stable for the time being. Let's make this diode. It is wafer, fine, and polyethylene. Assembler circuit setting 4. Put that wafer in. Put these resistors away. Diodes are ready. It's just the annealed copper. And I don't need a lot because I'm just making one diode. I'm allowing a lot of annealed copper to exist simply because it is a useful resource sometimes. Up here. There we go. And another wafer for good measure. The 16 diodes should account for all of the diodes we need for these workstations because I'm fairly confident that the processor assembly before it does not require diodes at all. Also, I've gotten in the habit of like recipe selecting particular items, and you can just hover over and you'll see the recipe without having to look. That's very convenient, and I need to do that more often. Well, I was wrong. It only made 8. Right, because the gallium dust thing was the 8, was the 6 version. Still, that's our 16. Now, as before, to make 4 of these, we are going to need 8 of these, and for 8 of these, we are going to need 16 of these. These really compound, huh? So for 16, it's going to be a stack of each of those components. I'm seeing a resistor, I'm seeing a capacitor. Don't know what that last one is. Probably a transistor, but it might not be. I picked the wrong. It is a transistor. Orange is transistor. Let's remember this. So we want a stack of transistors, a stack of... Oh, I went down. Resistors, transistors, stack of capacitors, almost certainly. We want the 16 board. We want the stack of red alloy. I really should move the elevator above. And then we need the the 16 CPUs. Now these go fast because high voltage. But it also means that we can't. Oh, okay, we have the amps to do this. And my past self was already wise to the need for RAM and got some more. Thank you, past self. Good. With that, This will swap to being 8 of these, so we are going to need a half stack of coils, a stack of capacitors, half stack of RAM, another stack of red alloy. Soldering alloy is looking fine right now. This doesn't look connected. I'm going to connect these. This is medium voltage. That is medium voltage. That makes complete sense to me, but I just wanted the sanity check. And go. Great, that's 16. So, forgot the ratio. Half stack of coils, stack of capacitors. Put these in. Another stack of red alloy. And then the... Right, the circuits we just made. They're in there already. What am I missing? Oh, of course, the half stack of RAM. In you go. Make a computer. Okay. With no reason to stand around and just wait for that to happen, I'm going to move over to my inventory and manage it slightly. Ooh, no, what I can do instead of doing good habits is I can go over to the crushed ruby ore. And the next step, the ruby juicer can take impure piles. So if the ruby juicer can take impure piles, we want to put the crushed ore back into the macerator immediately. That should give us some more free chrome. And just about done. Okay, so what do we need for the final step? The fanciness. Another half stack of RAM, the circuits, the diodes as mentioned earlier, a stack of fine electrum, and a stack of those bolts. The bolts are going to be a thing. Okay. So another stack of RAM. Probably got to make more RAM now. In you go, in you go. Indeed, we want the board. We want the diodes. And we need that stack of blue alloy bolt. Blue alloy was a combination of silver and electrotine. As I recall, that was something we made with redstone and electrum. But do we have any spare? No. So blue alloy dust is alloy smeltered. Oh, the alloy smelter is something we don't... Oh my goodness. We need an alloy smelter. But before that, let's check for electrotine. We do have electrotine. The ratio is the same as red alloy, annoyingly. So this would make a half stack of the ingots. Sorry, no, this would make 8 ingots. And from those 8 ingots, we would be able to get 16 rods and then 64 bolts from those rods. So this would be enough. We just need the alloy smelter. That's a little silly. I think I remember there being like a good recipe for this. Yeah. Redstone and Electrum makes 8. So 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 redstone makes 8 of these, which is why we went with that path. Still, though, we need to make a low voltage alloy smelter. Wow. It's wild how basic and easy that is nowadays. Okay, bend those. I'm going to get 2 low voltage circuits that we have. There they are. And I'm going to take some random copper I have and elongate it. Beep bop. I think there's got to be 4, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Those are going in there. No polyethylene. That's okay. We can get polyethylene. Hold on, I'm magnetically stuck to this hopper. That didn't work. I lived. Was I always holding this many hoppers? Okay, do I got tin cable on me? No. We're going to need approximately 4. Oh, look, approximately 4. Half going here. Hold these. There, now I've made a stable time loop. Okay, tin, electric circuit. Let's get those wire. Oop. And there we go. Alloy smelter. Now we can, yep, okay, thank you. Really silly for it to be this distant from time, but yeah, we made it. As for where to put this thing, I'm going to put it in this gap here, which means that this hopper needs to go. And do that. And I need visual on the cable itself so that I do this. It connects. That should be getting power. Great. Now we can take 8 random silver. half a stack of electrotine. Get stuck on the chest. Go over here. Do that. And it's that easy. And this is going to go even faster than the Steam one we've been using, so I won't even have to wait that long. Let's prep the fluid extractor for... And we can go straight to bolts, why don't we? Why don't we just go straight to bolt? There it goes. Now we wait until a stack of those are made, and that is our circuits. Next up, how's this doing? About 75% of the way through. We've got 8 chrome. Now, in the recipe, 1 chrome is functional to 9. So 7 chrome would be a stack. We need about 14 then. So what's our manganese looking like? Looking okay. Yeah, I think now I'll do the inventory management. Get those weeds in there, get the fertilizer in here. As far as corpse drops, we got blaze, blazing gas. Netherwart's a certified plant. We'll put it in there. Drop sticks as well. Get all these pipes and cable and wire away. We have a giant bucket of carbon. Okay, inventory is looking a little less hectic. So I'm going to go for 16 of the small ingredients and just enough iron to make that justified. Unfortunately, we don't have enough iron in dust form to justify it. So, stacking you go. Wait, maybe we do. Because it's 6 iron per one of the smaller thing. And we've been macerating some iron in some form for quite a while now. Look at this! It's 1 dust short. And I know where to find another. Found it. Okay, as for the circuit setting, it would be circuit setting 2 in a medium voltage mixture, with which that qualifies. So here's your iron, here's your manganese. We just need 16 chrome and 16... I think that's nickel. I can just check the material composition. Yeah, it's nickel. Oop. Chrome, chrome, chrome. 16 chrome, 0 chrome. A lot of the chests have been sorted around awkwardly, so I am not confident as to where we will and will not find chrome. It looks like we've got 13, but we also have these impure piles, which we can sit right in here, along with our 9 of these. Has the circuit setting changed? Yes, we want circuit setting 1. Excellent. I'll put these back over here, and everything should be fine for a while. One could argue I could make another batch of hydrochloric acid and that would make this faster, but separate to that, whatever. All that matters right now is that we get our... There's no mechanism outputting to this chest right now. Because the fluid auto output is what's sending the HCl back. Also, where'd my chrome go? There it is, 13. Combined with any decent amount here. There's our 16. Enter. Produce. Splendid. And the bolts are done. Let's go make those circuits. And the final obnoxious step, as we're waiting for all of this to come together, is making the steel into the correct form. And making the things that we hate, according to the quest. Let those proceed. Meanwhile, we need to have large stainless steel fluid pipe, and we're going to need electric pumps. I think there are more things that require electric pumps in this recipe, so we should overproduce. More than 2, we should maybe make like 8. Perhaps. Or at least 8 motor. So how do we make 8 more motor? Stainless steel, 4x electrum, 2x silver. It's just expensive. It's just expensive at this point. Yeah, we got nothing. 8 motor, 8 motor, 8 motor, 8 motor, 8 motor. Oh. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to make 16. Future-proof in this. Next up, we're going to need electrum. We're going to need 16 electrum worth of electrum. So each one is 4. So we're going to need 8 per, and we need 16. So that's going to be 2 stacks. We are burning through electrum. Part of me wishes we had an infinite source of silver to match our infinite source of gold. Speaking of silver, where is my chest of product? There it is. So it's going to need to be 2 per for its 2x, and there's 2 of them. For 16, that's going to be 32. Don't have a convenient way to queue up these because they're going to be a different caliber. So I guess I'll just hold on to this and wait. Meanwhile, how's mixing going? Going pretty good. Something else we can do is we can start processing the stainless steel dust. We obviously need to get it into ingot form, and that will require... We got the oxygen to do it. So let's do it on oxygen mode. No cooling step, no cooling step. Just restock that oxygen. Good stuff, good stuff. I forgot that this is going to physically take a while. That's a bother. I think I put in the wrong amount of iron. Is there a way we can bridge the gap with the quest itself? No. Ooh, but we get some fortune loot bags. I'm excited for those. And I'll definitely take them over the fuel. As long as we make this. I can take this now, I suppose. Wire mill, how much further do you... Oh my goodness, this is taking forever. Okay, well... I'm going to stop it halfway, quickly put in the silver, and let that run for a bit. There we go. At least we're halfway there. Means I can make some of them. And these can be polarized. What? This is absurd. How... Okay, I guess the mixer is doing a lot right now. Where's my battery? There's my battery. Got a battery. There you go. I see how it is. Oh, I see very clearly how it is at this moment. Just finish polarizing this. I'll move the battery over to the wire mill, and we'll just hope that that's enough until the mixture is done mixing. It stopped. The mixer has stopped because I indeed put in the wrong amount of iron. I think I put in 1 1/4 stacks instead of 1 1/2. So another 16 should fill the difference. You're done. So you're done. It's holding stable, but I'll let it stay there for a bit. Meanwhile, we can start making what we have already. Take what we can get. Should be good for half of them. Well, I've certainly underestimated how long it would take for the steel to be ready. For this, I apologize. Very good. Put these in here, and how many can we make right now? The answer is 8. Which isn't too bad. Next up, let's make the 2 pumps required. That's going to require a stainless steel fluid pipe. And it's going to require rotors and screws as always. Do we have any... We have some spare steel bolts, which we could turn into spare steel keys. Fluid extraction gives us 18. What does a steel screw give us? 16. There is a difference. It is a lossy process, which I suspected. The wire mill's done. So we can go back to 4, put in the rest of the electrotine, and go from there. Okay, I'm going to need to just allocate a large steel cell. I should probably have one of these for each thing we make rotors out of frequently. I'm going to make 4. Almost got caught. I did get caught. Oh well. Um, not enough? Hmm. Oh, one more. Okay, well that's 4 rotor. Now I need 4 screw. 2, 3, 4. And then 18 is bolt technology. So perfect ratios. Thank you, self. You've done a good thing today. Okay, next up would be the stainless steel fluid pipe, and I have a good idea for how to do that. Bonk. Easy work. Okay, so check. Oh, I've made a mistake. It is large. No, 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 no. These are for the pumps. These are for the pumps. I have not made a mistake at all. That said, I will prepare the ones for the tower control mainframe as well. As for this, I'm going to need some ring. Now, pump is assembler on circuit setting. It doesn't really matter. Going for 4 right now. So 4 of those, 4 of those. I need 6 more of these. Four in there, and 8 of these. The timing was impeccable and very, very accidental. I'm forgetting something. Gold cable. Gold cable. I can now buy diodes again. Gold cable. Okay, we got at least 2 stacks in there. We got at least 2 stacks in there. That is the 4 stacks we need. So we will have enough without having to make more stainless steel, but we will be burning our entire stainless steel supply on this, so be warned. You are ready. Let's make these. It is large. Now, all it's going to take is those circuits, and I think we can make it. It's real. Distillation. Great. And now I'm going to get the loot bags. And then we're going to open the loot bags. Let's get a little more space for the stuff before we do this. There, there, and there. There. Those. Make the rest of the motors. All right, sufficiently compacted inventory. Okay, big dramatic loot bag tier 3 high voltage fortune 3 opening in 3, 2, 1. Yep, I put it down accidentally. How do I pick it up? I picked it up. Okay, so ignoring my panic state, it seems that the things we got are SMD resistors, Aurelia seeds, which is gold, and transfer node items from extra utilities. All my other items seem to be at the normal state for what they are. I will definitely put the Aurelia seeds in here. Oh, we have 2 of them. Guess I got them earlier as well. I guess we could just farm gold directly now. Might be worthwhile as a somewhat simpler crop than the glow shrooms. Just because we don't have to process it as much. Maybe it's faster. Seems like I don't know what form it would take, so we'll have to experiment. And we can. As for these, basic transport items. I've been behind. Molten red alloy and steel to make transfer pipe. Never really explored this type of logistics. I wonder if it's good. Unfortunately for now, this means I have to put it in here. But it's interesting. And since I got stuff for free, I'm compelled to buy the expansion pack. So we have the distillation tower now. So we can start thinking about all the stuff we have to build with it. The wood tar distillation appears to be 2 amps. Okay, well, half an amp of high voltage. Wait, that doesn't make sense. No, it does. It does. The quest probably tells me exactly what I need for this. Hey, this is a quest as well. Toluene for compressing with TNT and moving past high voltage. Phenol for crafting circuits in the next tier, and other chemical lines. For now, only one of interest is 1,2-dimethylbenzene, which is a part of the PBI line in IV. Though even that is unfortunately of little use to you right now. You also get creosote for your lubricant needs or a little extra power. Okay. What the heck is this? Okay. You will need 1 input hatch, at least 5 input output bus. Okay. For hatches, you can choose your own tier. 1 medium voltage energy does most of the useful recipes. 2 MV energy or 1 HV energy hatch will cover almost all the rest. And this is represented by the distal. Okay. Scrolling down to things that make sense to me. Okay, these must be the high voltage requiring recipes. And then this must be where the most happens. I'm a little concerned about only using 1 medium voltage hatch for this. And the reason is because 256 is exactly 2 amps high voltage. And there's going to be voltage loss over the wire and just the converted parts going into this. So I think I'm going to go for 2 hatches, and then I'm going to do the same sort of... Oh, hold on, we're in the middle of danger. But I'm going to do the same sort of high voltage into low voltage trick that I'm using right here, which means we're going to need a high voltage generator somewhere. That's not hard to make. I just got to start making it. I'll need the circuits, though. That's annoying. Well, I can see where this is going. That's tin. I want gold. I should reprocess these. Each one of these is an ingot of stainless steel. So this is half a stack of stainless steel right here. And I can always convert them back into fluid pipe through normal means. So what if I just convert them? And I'll be unpredictive of the future and just convert them into ingots. There we go. Another high voltage hull. Let's focus on those circuits for a bit. we might just need to do another cycle of stacks of what we need. Just that. This, and then that. This will give us the MV, then we can make the HV and have the gas generator. Circuits are really, really turning into a major material sink. Don't quite appreciate it. At least my good lighting and massive platform of mobs can't spawn on it are both providing decent protection against the Blood Movement of Doom. Yep, there it is. Okay. Got a 32 here, got a 57 here. I'm holding approximately one stack. There are 2.5 stacks in here. We need approximately a half a stack in order to finish the job. But for the time being, let's at least start finishing the job. First, turbo gas turbine, please. High voltage circuits, the steel, the motors, the gold. Everything we can just do. Almost got me. Didn't get me, though. Pretty convenient that the generator recipe was already in the work table. It's almost like I like to make these through exactly this method repeatedly, forever. Moving on to this. Cycle these back in. Oh, there goes all our plastic boards. This in, another stack of these. We are going to need a half stack of RAM. We cannot proceed. You make the RAM, which is what we need. Go forth, you. As far as what else we need, it's half stack of coil, stack of capacitor. And once again, we are out of everything. I guess I don't need every component of this. I don't need the full half stack of RAM now. I just need 2 of these. This will be enough for 3. It'll be enough to starve the system of power as well. Yeah, you just hold tight for a second. Wait your turn. Oh, I cannot wait to automate all of these. I say, not automating them. And this is a medium voltage transformer intended to go from high voltage to medium voltage, which is the use case we have right now. Okay, 2 coils, medium voltage stuff. Looks like we're low on copper cable. I don't need much. Looks like we're full on copper cable. I don't need much. Kind of running out of food, and I haven't rebuilt the barley farm. That's not good. Doing all right. You've made 6 more. Yes. You. Oh, I need more cable than I thought. Okay, time for a transformer. Good. This will power our distillation tower and provide it all of the distillation power. Next up is the everything else. What is the everything else at this point? Let's see, 5 output hatches. I'm going to go low voltage hatches just for reliability. Maintenance hatch. So I'm just trying to count how many casings we need. If we're going to be going with MV energy hatch, that's going to be, that's dynamo hatch. Energy distributor. You. There you are. I remember this. We need the Ulpic. Copper cable, more machine hulls. Medium voltage pump, some lubricant. We at least have the lubricant, right? Yes. All right. And you are Fine aluminum coiled around a magnetic steel rod. That is easy. The Olpic was cut wafer done with the emerald lens. I don't know if we have any more Olpics. We might have used them all. It's not really something we ever made in bulk. But we can make some more. Oh, no, we do have some Olpics. We need 4. Got them. And I'll prep this here. Okay, 2 more copper cable, 2 machine hulls, the 4 lubricant. Lubricant is check. Coils. We need 4 coils. That equates to 2 steel. Rotted. Back you go. Plate these for the hulls themselves. The motors will require their own set of things. But the thing I wanted to make sure we had was the Cooper nickel. Okay, 2 prompts. That's bronze, steel pipe. We need the electric motors. And we're going to need 2. Rod these as well. Rod this as well. There's our 2s. Once you're done here, we polarize these. And these aluminum is going to be for the coil. A lot of stuff sort of flowing together to make everything we need. We're going to need 2 rotors worth of bronze. I'm approximating that as 10, though I know we already have some excess. There to there. Polarization's complete. 2 of these will be for this. The other 4 will be for the coil. And the cable we need is more copper. I should probably just coat these that I have. Where's the heck's this Ender buddy at? What are they doing? Hey, we got a problem? I don't exactly know what your color represents. Here, come over here. Or stay there if you feel like it. Let me just get the data. Icy Enderman. Ah, you inflict great amounts of slowness upon me. Makes sense. And you left. And you're back. And you're gone. There you are. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Making a lot of maneuvers, are you? Are you in, like, a cave right now? Well, have a good time in there, I guess. Bonk. Okay, cable here. Nice. Put these in here as we prepare the everything else. Here's our 2 bronze rotors. We're also going to need 2 screws. Rotors in here while we wait. Screws in here while we wait. Get the bronze bucket. Advance the bronze bucket. Next up, more rings. Estimate should be 4. Meanwhile, the aluminum coils are done. Assembler circuit setting 1 must be medium voltage assembler. That's a bit of a fine detail. These rings can go in here. You're going to need 2 of these, I assume. And finally, I believe it's steel pipe. Excellent. These in here. Very nice. It's just the coils remaining. And for that, we got to do a quick detour to our medium voltage assembler located in Scenic Clean Room. Hello. It is circuit setting 1. And I appear to not have enough of the oil. I suppose I miscounted. Yeah, it was 16 each. For some reason, I thought it was 8 each. I think the actual mistake was I only accounted for making 2 of these, 1 for each hatch. I think that was the problem. Energy hatch. 2 of them. Good. This will be our power. We're going to need to make an annealed 2 amp coil, but that's fine. In terms of input and output buses and hatches, we're going to need a certain amount of low voltage frames for those, because I'm going to be making them all in low voltage. So check. Different department. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 it is. It's going to be a stack plus an additional 8. Put away those for now. All of this shall... Yes. Now we're going to need a lot of tin cable for this one. Approximately 18. This is not enough, but it's a good start. I think we have some naked tin wire here. That will do. I should put away all the crop stuff. So all these plates will be used to make holes. What else do we need specifically? Input and output buses are... Well, I prefer the low voltage version. But I'm pretty sure they are tanks and tanks. Like this then. Yeah, we're going to need tanks. Plenty of polyethylene is fine, but the tanks themselves are... tin, saltpeter. I don't have that stuff. I'll just do it like this. Iron rings and obsidian glass, which is thickened glass, which is clear glass, which is... Of all the times, smeltery is important. Darn it. But it's just the one, and I'm going to need... six. So I need 6 glass. EBF it. Nothing particularly fancy, just EBF it. Setting 1. Would this have stopped because we ran out of oxygen? Are we close to running out of oxygen? We're like 75% of the way to running out of oxygen. Let's restock. Clear glass confirmed real. We convert to thickened like so. Next up is 4-to-1 ratio in an alloy smelter, so we are going to need 24 obsidian dust. That I don't know if we have. We have twice that much. I should get more obsidian dust, though. Bonk, bonk. Meanwhile, iron rings are easy. I think it's... better idea. I think the ratio is 1 rod to 1 ring. So if I do this, successfully navigating the menus, it should be... we need 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should make 12. Hopefully. Hopefully it makes 12. Could have also hammered them out myself. And the chests I have plenty of. Bending machine is complete. Do this. Do that. Plenty of tin cable ready to go. I'm not making some great mistake, am I? It is a hull. Not a casing, it's a hull. And to make these, it's polyethylene. The exact circuit condition is going to be a thing, but if we make the wrong kind, we can always just swap it out. I think I have made a numerical misapprehension. It would appear the ratio is 2-to-1 for rods to rings. Unexpected. Okay, yeah. Just 2 and 1. So 2 and 1. Okay, circuit setting 2 for output. We can convert from one to the other by simply using a screwdriver as a crafting ingredient. So I'm not worried about it if we do the wrong one. But I think it'd be an easy case of just 5 and then 1. And this is going to take a while. One could argue we go over to the medium voltage one and make one there. In fact, I will. And I'm putting that one on circuit setting 1. Hopefully it has polyethylene in it still. It does. Great. Probably use this one for our input and output hatches as well. Sorry, buses. Or more inventory sorting. I forgot to continue with the stainless steel. Good there, and good here. And then this is for the maintenance hatch. The best way to go about doing the maintenance hatch would be to do it upstairs. So I'm going to steal this, bring it upstairs. Simply because the chest of all of my tools is up there. In fact, we can do that. So, machine hull, we want maintenance, do this. Saw, hammer, screw, wrench, wire cutter, crowbar, file, and all we're missing now is the soft mallet. One tool I keep in the kitchen for the juice. There's maintenance. Back in here, all of you go. I remember my first maintenance hatch in season 1. I thought, and also I think I rethought this in season 3, that all the tools would be used up completely in making the maintenance hatch, and not that they would simply be used once in a normal sense. Okay, this is going to call for some tape. How do I make tape again? It is some glue, some rubber, some carbon mesh. Carbon mesh is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is autoclave with polyethylene carbon. Let's dump some of our carbon to that cause. Here you go. Now this fiber step is just assembler on circuit setting 2. It will make half. Reactivate this with the steel, using the oxygen for the speed. One stainless steel per minute. Out of nowhere, I'm a little worried that the fluids that we're extracting from the distillation tower might be of a warm variety. But I don't think that's true necessarily. The wood tar is cold, so its distilled byproduct should also be cold. You know, logically speaking. Okay. Here's a glue cell. And here is an empty cell. I also awkwardly have the seed oil cell. Oh, I have 2 seed oil cells. I should combine them. Where can I combine them? This will work. There we are. So pick this up, put in the glue, slap that around. Circuit setting is 1. Get the rubber. Go forth. Medium voltage. I've picked the wrong facility. Hello. All right. Circuit setting 1. Put that in. Get a cell full of that in here. Get the glue. Tape. They call me the adhesive administrator. Or I apply the glue. And I'm also the boss in some description. Great, we got tape ready for the maintenance hatch when that's done. Stainless steel is going. Okay, what's left? We've got this fully realize tier 4 layer A. We've got the energy hatches. Accepts up to 2 amps. We're going to give it 4. Aside from the literal clean stainless steel machine casings that we need in order to build this thing, I think we're ready. So let's start building those. Oh, ABF went into silent running mode. Okay, so we need 40 of these, and here's the ratio. This is just 2 ingots. So we are going to need 80 ingots for that. Let's get some exact measures here. So then 60 and 20. Good. All this in the hotbar shall be converted to rods. Where are they? Oh, they're just dropping off the outside. We get a quick wrench, please. Thank you. This one is going to be a while. At 60, here's 20 more. Put that back. Then these will be combined together in the assembler to make these frames. It's a simple task, low voltage, 3.2 seconds, just requires 4 rods and circuit setting 4. As far as space for where this will go, I don't have a lot of vertical clearance here, and we need vertical clearance for this. In principle, we want it close to the Pyrolyse oven because that's where it's getting its input. Because it needs bronze pipe, it's a little bit trickier. My proposal is that we sort of cut the edge here and maybe put it here-ish. Right in this spot. It's not a very wide machine. It's mostly just tall. Yeah, it's like a 3x3 vertical chunk stack. Yeah, I think it'll do fine here. Might need more bronze for piping, but we can afford it. Every time that happens, I'm not like spooked by it. I'm more dreading the dramatic irony and like narrative weight to the words I just said being used against me. Like it feels like the world is chuckling at a future demise I'm gonna have in an ironic twist on the things that just happened. It's spooky. I'm spooked. How's this going? About half a stack. It would be exactly 80. So no, it would be 160. Which means that we're about 25% of the way there. Meanwhile, we are going to need 40 times 6 stainless steel on its own. That seems uncomfortably close to 4 stacks, that I worry that my previous math is wrong. Because 40 times 6 is 240. It's also just 4 times 60. So it's slightly less than 4 stacks. But I'm already burning 80 stacks. And I thought my original estimate was that it would take 4 stacks exactly to do this. Because it's 8 times 40. I see what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong. It's not 4 stacks we need in total, it's 5. We need another stack of stainless steel. We technically have enough going, but it's not going to be ready for another hour. Is there any stainless steel that we can like, reprocess? Let's see. Each of these would be 3. So this would be 24. That's actually significant. Okay, so keep this in the supply. There are ingots I haven't accounted for. Some state of matter. There's a free rod in here. Spare dust. There is spare dust. But that doesn't accelerate things. It just sort of gives us more later. I think I need to accept that I'm currently sitting on everything I need except time. We need 3 3/4 stacks. We have about 2.5. I'm going to start the process anyway. After all, we're going to need to do it at some point, so we may as well do it at some point. How's this holding up? Another stack of quicklime put in there. Not in any rush to really process all this stuff. We got plenty of oxygen already. Well, distillery quest is complete, but there's this equivalent, which we still need. This is complete. We just need the stainless steel casings. So let's start constructing the distillation tower then. Sure, maybe we don't have everything we need. We got some of it. Okay, for spatial convenience with all of the dang pipes we're going to be needing. I hope you don't mind if I put the energy hatches on the back. Maybe move this input bus down here. Okay, let's see here. Controller must be front bottom. Clean stainless steel machine casing, 7 times height minus 5 minimum. Energy hatch any casing except top center. Maintenance hatch any casing. Input hatch any bottom layer casing. Output bus any bottom layer casing. Output hatch 2 by 11. Output hatches at least 1 per layer except bottom layer. Doesn't say anything about an output hatch. I'm going to trust that it's either any casing or it's any casing that isn't the bottom. That seems like how it would restrict it. Also, this pipe is bothering me. I would like to be less bothering to me to buy it. This is the water line. Thanks to optimizations we made elsewhere, we are now getting water from the other side of the world. This is still the water line. This is the earliest oh, that's hydrogen. This is oxygen. Okay, the water line is already going in there like that. So the new water line will simply be this. There. Nice and secure. No longer bumping my head here. Let's start laying this out. We can get some good advantage from the system if we sort of type it like this. This is the fluid extractor, so this is making benzene as well. Wait. $295. 350. So why do we have it as bronze? Is that simply a legacy thing? Because a plastic pipe would definitely be good here. I should probably upgrade these. Hi. How you doing, Donut? I'm currently sacrificing all the stainless steel I own in prep for making a distillation tower. This is like my first high voltage era multi-block. So wood tar, alternatively wood gas, all good, goes this way. Distillation tower is basically here. We're not under the cactus farm, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's say literally here. One space gap, that's fine. Yeah, this will be our template. So there. Energy hatches, given that we already have the benzene line going through here, it'd be an easy matter to just sort of snake it behind. It's a completely separate circuit from the ones here, just to make the piping simpler. So energy hatch can go here and here. As far as powering this, this is currently in step down mode, which is correct. Power comes through in there and comes out here. We're going to need a 2 amp copper cable. Technically, we only need 1 amp copper cable because I don't think we're going to high voltage here. This second hatch is really just for the overflow. This is 4x. Do I have a 2x? I do. Waste not, want not. Okay. I'm going to only connect it to the transformer just to convey its intention. Well, ain't that convenient. Okay. Turbo turbine. Sanity check. High voltage input, correct. Good. In theory, we would pipe that in. This goes high voltage, transforms into medium voltage. Medium hatch here, medium hatch here. Everything is good. Maintenance hatch. It is any casing. I will make it this one. Input hatch is any bottom layer casing. I think it would be funny if we could do it like this. Then input bus is... It doesn't mention an input bus. It mentions that an output bus has to be a bottom layer casing. I don't know why it mentioned an input bus in construction. Where did it put? Okay, it made one. It just slapped it on the back because it doesn't care. Everything you need. But it was adamant input had to be on the bottom. As for the output, it's going to be 1, 2. I didn't prepare for how vertical this would be. That accomplished nothing. Just stirred it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This thing didn't require a muffler, right? No muffler. Nice. Very good. It's just casing time now. Well, no, I need the input bus and output bus. Okay, let's say I would prefer, it doesn't mention an, wait. Input bus. It puts the input bus on the bottom, but it mentions an output bus goes on the bottom as well. So how about we, like, cross through it? And by that, I mean, let's say we put, I don't expect to input anything to a does the distillation tower even have any solid inputs? No, but I suppose we would want to program a circuit, and that requires an input bus. That's probably the explicit reason why they have an input bus optional. But that means we don't need to worry about it as like a thing we have to pipe into. It's just a place to set a circuit. So we'll put the input bus on the outside. And the output bus on the same edge that all the output pipes are going for style. And that should be everything. Now we just fill this tower with the casings, and we should be ready. So how are those casings going? 64, 128. This is 160. That's all we needed. Turn those into that. We've got 2 stacks of plates. Not enough, but we're getting there. Another 16. If I recall, it was we needed 3 3/4. We have 2. Ah, but I can convert these now. Preferably, I convert them straight to plates because that's what I have. Should end at 24. Great. So let's say we fill that up with the remainder. It needs to be a full stack, which is 40. Which means that now we should need exactly 48 more stainless steel than what we have processed. Unfortunately, this is going to take a while. 60 seconds per steel. That said, we've passed the 16 threshold, so if I fill up on oxygen now, we won't run out mid-craft. So I gotta wait an hour, basically. Gotta find something else to do. Well, how many casings is this? Approximately 30. And approximately 30 is enough for this quest, which will get me rewards and credit. And knowledge. What the heck? You want me to make 3? The distillation tower you've recently unlocked can bring forth many, many more outputs than you've done so far. If you look at not enough items, you might see that there are other charcoal-related fluids that have recipes in this multi, and this is the time to work with them. Doing it all in single block distilleries would be very wasteful. Most important part about getting these fluid is the pyrolysis oven. If you haven't made one, it's highly recommended. I've got one. You can upgrade both the energy hatch and the coils used in it to keep it up to speed with everything else. No need to build more than one. Aside from fulfilling the purpose of the coke oven to cook wood into charcoal, it gives the choice of which of several fluids it also outputs as it does the processing. Most of the options are potentially useful, but a complete benzene setup will prefer charcoal byproducts because they are essentially the complete product. Attention! This setup is technically high voltage, but it's quite expensive. It's fine if you move to EV first before you build this. It is in no way required to progress in high voltage. With charcoal byproducts, the full setup involves distillation towering that into wood tar, wood vinegar, and wood gas, and then distilling all of those into their respective outputs. With one tower for each, you will end up with a quad DT setup. Very expensive overall in terms of stainless steel, but with huge savings compared to making 4 separate ones. Keep in mind, however, that they will not all have the same height. Additionally, wood gas is not as valuable as the other two, although it is a decent ethylene source. So it's also a good idea to make 2 of the 4 DTs, process that, and burn the wood gas for a little power it can provide. As a final note, the towers do process things slowly at distilleries if you wish to get specific outputs. Okay, so charcoal byproduct is circuit setting 3. We distill that, we get wood gas, wood tar, wood vinegar, and dimethylbenzene, as well as a little bit of charcoal dust. But you can swap out for different dimethylbenzenes if you wish. That's interesting. And I suppose that means it's more efficient to make a lot of this than just benzene. Maybe. Yeah, it's less wood gas, a lot of wood vinegar, wood tar, creosote oil, charcoal byproducts. It's 4,000. You can get coal gas. Wood vinegar, wood tar. Wood tar is 1,500. Wood vinegar is 3,000. Wood gas, 1,500, 3,000, 6,000. So it's... No, it's not. Look. I see. You get more than 1 bucket's worth when you do charcoal byproduct. All right, I understand. In that case, I probably want to swap the distillation tower. I was going to just do, like, wood tar, but with this running, I should use the DT to make this trinity. Then, for right now at least, use regular distilleries on each of them. I can still have my pyrolysis. Yeah, this actually would make the combination ethylene and benzene production even easier. Provided I have enough benzene to actually power all this stuff. That's a fear. Well, those 40 are done. Here's some stainless steel plate. I have no more stainless steel I can ransack from other projects, so it really is just down to this. But at least with this, I can get the quest reward for fractional benzene. And the way to do this is an assembler, low voltage, 2.5 seconds, no particular circuit setting. 40, stack, stack, stack. It should be slightly more than 30 of them. And I don't need the full stack distillation tower then. If I'm doing this charcoal byproduct distillation, it only has to go up to level 4. Which means that in principle, maybe I can get a little bit of a return on my stainless steel if I don't need the full thing right now. Yay, economics. So advanced distillery is still required for this step. And this step's what actually gets us the benzene. But now we're going to get more stuff. I need to learn, what can I do with, like, wood vinegar? Oh. Okay. Acetic acid, water, acetone, methanol, ethanol, methyl acetate. With a regular distillery, I can get my choice of which of these to do. The question is, which of these do I do? Well, I don't need water. I have water at home. Acetic acid is interesting because it's an acid. Methanol is a fuel. Not that good of one, but I can put it in a thing and burn it. Methanol, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. I mean, these are all hydrocarbons. Ethanol, you get barely any, but I have to imagine it's useful. Oh, wait a minute. This changes the equation. I have a method of gaining biodiesel. I have this is the biodiesel method. I take the wood. This cannot be. This cannot be fuel efficient. Like, it's going to take MV to get two millibuckets of ethanol. That cannot be efficient. Biodiesel cannot be that good. There's probably a better way. Maybe. I mean, ethanol itself is already a pretty good fuel. What's it doing in biodiesel form? And that's seed oil. We can get 1 million seed oil. Probably. Okay, assuming we find a way to get 1 million seed oil, which we can probably do. What's the energy density of this stuff? It's not even that much better than the ethanol itself. It's like double. Not worth it. Just burn the ethanol at that point. Okay, 32. Fractioned benzene. I guess we're almost ready then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it hollow? I need to check if it's hollow. Yes. Yes, it is hollow. Doot, 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 And then this one, we do not have the stuff for, so it will stay like this for now. Down we are. Update structure. It's complaining about many mechanical problems. We can solve those with tape. Hit with soft mount to restart the machine if it doesn't start. Next, we can connect the wire. Next, we can connect the fuel. Power. Power is good. Okay, the distillation tower is ready. Physically. Logistically, we're not even close. At the bottom of this area. I need to see better. Okay. So I'm a little hesitant to swap us over to the new method because it's going to require us to turn off our power production for a little bit. Off you. I guess it finishes the recipe and then offs itself. And all of our fuel, we're currently holding steady, and it's going into a high voltage machine right now to make all of our stainless steel. It's a good sign it can keep up. But more importantly, I'm going to wait for the system to clear itself out, and then I'm just going to keep repeatedly shutting things down. Fluid extract has been busy. Centrifuge has been busy. Another thing we need is the super tanks, of course. What is the super tank method again? LV circuits, MV pump, aluminum pulsating iron. This thing is plastic and steel. Well, let's go over what we're actually making. Charcoal byproducts. There are going to be 4 and a small pile of charcoal dust. This is the input. The output will be here. We're going to need a conveyor belt. I think we have a spare from the old processing setup. And I'm just going to have it go into a barrel. Protocol dictates we would compact it. But for right now, this is sufficient. We want it on export. Correct. Barrel. That'll sort itself out quickly. Okay. Charcoal byproduct. Is there an option to void excess item? Yeah, void excess items and fluids for right now. Worst case scenario, this defaults back to a slightly expensive form of distillery we're already doing. So that's fine. That gives us time to do fluid inventory management later via super tanks we can just get. So it's going to be bottom, it's going to be tar, vinegar, gas, dimethylbenzene. So tar, vinegar, gas, dimethyl. It was a mistake to put it this close to the Pyrolysis oven. We don't really have clearance. Unless we, like, wrench them this way. That could work. By the way, wood tar is here. We will want to distill that into benzene. Vinegar we're ignoring right now. Gas we want to distill into ethylene. And then the top thing, the dimethylbenzene, we're ignoring for the time being. Electrolysis, though, is a fantastic source of hydrogen. Preferably done in fluid form, but what can you do? What in the world? You need to go to IV for this kind of stuff, huh? Cobalt, chrome, manganese, titanium. My goodness. Wow. Okay, how empty is the system? The system is emptying. These pipes are empty. I'll take them. So the compressor chemical reactor combo is a natural element of the system here. We don't need the safety fluid blocking hatches anymore. This is intimidating. I'm intimidating because I have to construct the whole thing. Soon the charcoal will be done and this system will be ready to go. No matter what happens, we are going to be making charcoal in the pyrolysis oven directly. Charcoal byproduct from pyrolysis oven is circuit setting 3. Gone are the days of the 9 to 5. We are splitting a day into 3. Somehow I still made it about workers' rights. A third of the day for sleep, a third of the day for leisure, a third of the day for work. That's the origin of the 8-hour workday, by the way. That kind of like Trinity split. Okay, so no matter what, fluid extract. We could do it more directly. Wait, it's only the steam machines that need... It's only the steam machines that need conveyors. That should just work natively. Bonk. Great. So. Oops. Stepped on the pile. I put my lunchbox somewhere silly, and I don't remember where I put it. There it was. Very spooky lunch. Okay. Decisions have to be made. Depower this. This one must stay here because it's powering the power lights itself. This one, however, was only ever powering support material. Okay. Why am I not using the item auto output? Why am I using a hopper? Past self, you were making some questionable decisions. Okay. Ignoring that for a moment. Advanced distillery. And fluid extractor. These are critical components. So, all the charcoal from here. Is it silly of me to want to swap these? Because I want it to like go directly in. Okay, so the fluid extractor here will output. It'll take the charcoal. Yeah, that's conveyor module because it needs to separate out the ashes. I understand. So first and foremost, no matter what we do, that's true. That is the way this will work. So this is the charcoal byproduct line. It will input here. It will be distilled. Wood tar comes out here. First, though, let's make some more pipe. We have a decent amount of benzene backlog. I can take my time to an extent. When distilling wood tar into benzene, it takes half the MV. So one gas generator of MV can fuel both the things. So I want the fluid extractor, therefore, to be fairly close to the gas generator itself. Right next to the transformer, even. Which I suppose is what this was about. No, it's what this was about here. I remember. We could up the energy hatches on the pyrolysis oven. Just double the speed. Not the point right now. Take this. Okay. Get this out of the way. Okay, so we got some amount of item pipe. let's say it goes to here or so. We get the fluid extractor. The fluid extractor will do two things. It'll dump the benzene below so that it matches that line. So here's the wood tar line. This will extract down, let's say. And these will combine. The wood tar will then be immediately distilled into benzene. Separate to that, you know, it's funny. We can put the centrifuge in the exact same spot it was in before. If we do this. And that's probably ideal. So the pipe goes in like that. I'm doing that to just sort of symbolically represent the flow. So that all happens, and the result is that this is benzene. Forgetting these need power. How do we pipe the power? Okay, so the distillery's best angle would probably be facing the hopper. There you go. That way, power can go in from the front. You're outputted here. This is benzene. Say hi to benzene. Actually, even better, we already know that this is the byproduct line. We can just funnel it even further down. This is benzene now. So power will come from the transformer here. It's in step down mode. Looking at all these parts combined together. We take this gas generator and we place it here. Power comes in from there and is routed up. This copper cable is sufficient to power this and this as it stands. But we are going to need to give it some initial benzene just to get it running. That's fine. We have the tank. And I've logicked this correctly. Advanced distillery, advanced This is a step-down transformer, which is then going into this fluid extractor. Good. Is it a problem that it's going to be also heading into the pyrolyse, or is it not a problem because those hatches are directional and it can only input from here? I don't know. I suspect it'll be fine. Okay. For the time being, we could just treat these as is. You're a fluid tank. You don't void if I pick you up. You're cool like that. These I will just take. Reactor. Compressed air inside. We'll prep these for working to make ethylene once more. I just need them out of the way for space and planning. They're not a constraint right now. Okay. You're the distillery for the ethylene. Well, you are now. I'm repurposing you for that. Focus, focus, focus. Okay. Power requirements are technically going to be a little higher now. This is the wood gas. You holding up in terms of stuff. You're fine. Okay, so wood gas is this. Interesting. We didn't have to use this much power before, but we do now because it's going to be both at the same time. We were able to share the power to the distilleries because we knew only one would be functioning at a time. That's no longer true because we're distilling for both. That's a cool problem. So you're fueling that and that. You're powering that and that. Well, if we know we need a third one, we can have this third one be dedicated to this job. And just sort of otherwise ignore it. Say wood gas. This is the distillery for wood gas. It'll get power somehow. Here's the compressor. power can go here reasonably. Generator here. If we're doing that, I'd like to have more clearance here. So like this then. Very good. Let's just do a little bit of unnecessary anti-slosh technology. Cool. Now the benzene can pipe out this way. Which... Okay, assume it's here, the next generator. Transformer. No. Copper wire here. I won't leave that around just in case I do something silly. Goes in there. Transformer, step down. Here. Tin cable here. Into here. And then finally, your output is this. Okay. Kinda. Vinegar will be voided, dimethyl will be voided, and these technically won't be running because we don't have the power for it. I just want to make sure it works. So, hypothetical thing up there. No easy way to reconnect to the pipe upstairs. Except by going just across the world. Best way to go is probably 1 over and then very up. And this is our connection point. Swap all of these out for a new plastic pipe just for uniformity. Follow just about the same path that the old wooden pipe did. Frivolous anti-slosh. Okay, so as it is powered now, as it is piped, as it is operate. Oh. That needs power. Well. This will do. There we are. Now we need to kickstart that one. will do it. Everything distributed, everything is good. It's time for the test run. In 3, 2, 1, go. Well, it's working. In the literal sense. Forgot to set the circuit setting. Charcoal byproduct to circuit setting 2. Well, this charcoal byproduct. Could have done 2, 3, or 4, or at the very least 2 or 3. Or 1. Oh, it's going. Okay, okay. Next step. Next step. New question. Why is there a fire? Why was there a fire? Okay, new question. Why fire? Was I wrong? The heat limit's 350. What's charcoal byproduct? What's the temperature of charcoal byproduct? I didn't check that, I guess. That's probably going to catch on fire in a second. What's the temperature of charcoal byproduct? $775. I don't even know if bronze is enough for that. No, bronze is fine. Okay, we need to reinstate the bronze, and we need to get a whole lot more. Start from this end. Okay, okay. Need more bronze, need more bronze, need more bronze fluid pipe. We should have plenty from the steam setup. Ransack that. Yeah, we have 20. Give me that. Okay, 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 okay. In, up, up, up. Go. Okay. We're stable. Processing is happening. Okay, now the distillery needs to be set to the proper output for benzene. That is circuit setting 3. That's benzene. That is benzene. You want fluid auto output. So now benzene's in the system. Well, that's a good sign. Okay, okay, it's working. It's working. I think the responsible thing to do is to make sure that this whole thing is self-sustained before it goes out to the universe. So ditch this pipe. That's not helping. You know what would help, though? Little bit of forced diversion this way. Yeah, so you're cutting out the flow, you're forcing it down. I'm effectively flushing the pipe like this. Is exactly what I wanted. Now this whole thing should be fueled by benzene before it goes to the outer system. I don't know if I can do some elegant way of prioritizing the direction it goes, but I think this should be enough. Now, the next big question now is to see if the system is keeping up. It looks like the distillery is keeping up with the pyrolysis oven. It looks like the advanced distillery is keeping up with the distillation tower. Okay, that gas turbine is full. What we want to see is every gas turbine in the system right now being full. So that one, and this one. Is that 1400? I think I know what to do about this one. Let's connect that. This is going to be closed circuit. It should now go out of its way. Oh. Oops. Well, for the time being, I can move that over manually. I forgot about the charcoal. And, fool forgetting about it, didn't account for that power need. But this is fine, though. I know what to do. That's going to be a problem. Okay, I know what to do. I know what to do. What we do is we take this away. This will starve the system temporarily, but only temporarily. We put it here instead. Cable goes up. This is what I'll do. Okay. Next, we take this and this. Transformer is still in step down mode. Have this pointed up. Point that down. Copper. Copper. You should be running again. You're running again. And copper. Okay, so now the fluid extractor is getting power again. With that available, logicking this out, we should be able to take the items directly in. Like so. Now everything should be connected except for the ethylene. Yeesh. Okay, it's still in closed circuit mode. So the question is it filling up? Well, you're full. You started empty, so that's already a good sign. You're full. And you're filling. And you're filling while everything else is taking. So reconnect that to the system. In terms of better piping, I'm thinking maybe I move the new gas generator here so that I can have this whole pipe system go up first, just to give me more clearance, and that'll designate where I want to put it. So it'll go generator, copper cable, transformer, tin cable. And that'll make that loop. Meanwhile, full. Continuing to fill. Full. Benzene is back! You know what? This recipe is running... Actually, I haven't checked the distillation power requirements. Yeah, okay. It's running 2 amps of medium voltage. I could very easily power the distillery off of this. Like so. I just need another low voltage transformer. I'll go make one. Running out of food. I might need to eat like a good food item. How about a fried rice? Delicious. How about another? Right. Setting 8, take that out, put that in, put these in. Put that back, put this in, reset, take this. Go here for lack of anywhere else to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the transformer. It'll be in step down mode. And I will move everything a little closer together. Down here. Yeah, so this distillery full of wood gas needs to go somewhere else. And the place it needs to go is here. Let's do it like here. Power, medium voltage power goes in. It will output this way. It will output that way into the chemical reactor. Chemical reactor has the compressed air cells. The transformer will be in step down mode. It will be facing that way. It is in step down mode. Connect. There will be a tin cable bridging the gap to attach this compressor, which will be compressing the air right back. Okay, first step is wood gas distillation is circuit setting 2 for our purposes. Then chemical reactor to make ethylene. Not acetic, not styrene, not isoprene, not hydrogen, not lightly hydro. It's just vinyl chloride, hydrochloric acid. Molten polyethylene is circuit set. Okay, it's not this one, but molten polyethylene is compressed air, ethylene, circuit setting 1. You'll have fluid auto outputting to here, which will be where I put this thing. Boom. You are item auto outputting wrench. Need my screwdriver. Screwdriver. Wrench. Move you out of the way for a second. Because you are doing this, and we need to crowbar off the pump. Because the pump is being relocated to this side. Not yet, not yet. Wrench, screwdriver, wrench. Now pump, now this, now item auto output. Clear, clear. Power is connected. We just need to pipe it. 3, 2, 1, 0. We are 1 short. We probably lost it in the fire. There we go. Boom. Actually, go over the top, please. I'm doing this so that there will be room in the future for the wood vinegar to leave, which is important. Okay. Everything working here? I wait for a cycle. Oh, wait, did I forget to fluid auto output? I did. Good. Good. Very, very, very good. I think it's working. Oh, it's working. Okay, sanity check. You're still full. You're nearly filled. You're still full. Free pipe. Yes, 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 yes. Benzene. Oh, I see the faucet. It's fauceting. Now, I don't know if we're gaining. EBF is still running. Yep. EBF is almost done, though. And since we don't need the final layer of the distillation tower right now, we can hold off making it. Oh boy. But we're doing it. We're doing it. We're playing with power. And look at all the small piles of charcoal dust we have now. What can we do with this stuff? Aside from make it bigger. Smoky quartz. Gunpowder. Okay, actually, that's a nice source of gunpowder. If we get saltpeter, we can just make gunpowder. Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. Make it bigger. Usable for making torches, resistors, as always. Electrolyzer is a source of carbon. Usable in all standard blast furnaces for your blast furnacing purposes. It is a fuel. Nice. We anticipate no problems. Fuel is flowing. We were at exactly... Okay, so... with the way I funneled this, you're basically full. You're full. And you're full. With the way I've piped this, assuming this does fill in the next few minutes, and it looks like it will, This is self-sustaining. I cut this off, it fuels itself until it's full. Which means that every excess bit that goes here is free. It's real. We are benefiting from it. It is currently... Like, what I'm saying is that there's no chance that this emptying will make this stop running, because all of the benzene used to run it happens before it hits that tank. But it does mean that this is not enough output right now, unless it's about to be full, and then this will start backing up. We will have to see once this starts backing up on benzene what happens. So we now have free wood vinegar, which we could theoretically distill into something. We also have dimethylbenzene, which we could electrolyze into hydrogen and carbon. This must not be the one they were mentioning for future... Oh, it might have been 1,2-dimethylbenzene. Electrolysis does basically the same thing, but you can do chemical reactor with potassium to make phosphoric acid. Cool. All right, all right. I'm just reading. Okay, but yes. Big success. Distillation tower real. We need more stainless steel. Like, we really need some more stainless steel. Give me that. I think it would be worth it to spend a conveyor here, just to stop this from backing up. There you go. One stacker for 20 seconds, that should be okay. Especially if the stack in question is the aluminum hydroxide. It'll fix itself eventually, whatever happens. Good, good. All things considered, I'm very happy with the distillation tower in that I made it, it's complicated, and it's working. Outside of that, though, it is just sort of existing. Not much of a grand alteration to what's going on. It does mean that we can get both benzene and ethylene, polyethylene as well, at the same time without having to worry about it. It's also a little more smarter in terms of fluid voiding, so we don't have to worry about backing up, especially now that they're not sharing a pipe. So that's good. But in truth, this whole thing kind of qualifies as a... This didn't unlock any more power for us. It mostly just unlocked material efficiency. And that's good. But, like, we can't do anything new with this power. Happy we have the power, just kind of just the same power we've had this whole time. I'm gonna get a loot bag. I'm gonna open the loot bag in 3, 2, 1. We got raw silicon ingot and some melon. Not a particularly good outcome, but it's fine. I suppose the next thing we should consider is, well, first off, this inventory is abysmal. Clean it up a little. Can't store our dang cobblestone anymore because the barrel's on the other side of the base. There's not even that much left. I dumped a barrel's worth of cobblestone into this floor. There's also all this charcoal that we could theoretically just dump into the fluid extractor. Get a little bit of an afterburner on benzene. Give us some dang barrels to use again. Not that they're expensive in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, all the plants over here are looking good. Everything growing that's growing. Not really interested in extracting. And I want to make sure I'm monitoring them actively if I'm having any empty crops around that weeds could show up in, because I do not have weed killer technology. I technically could make weed killer technology, I just don't want to. Okay, I guess next operation should be more super tanks. Now that we have this whole distillation thing going on, we have a lot more intent with what we want to be in those super tanks. My current thought is super tank for oxygen, which we already have. Maybe one for hydrogen. We start doing the electrolysis on the dimethyl stuff. Another nice source of hydrogen, which we use hydrogen. Then one for the chlorine, because I was told to get it, and we might need a lot of chlorine in the future. Maybe one for the benzene to replace this massive tank, but I do like the fact that I can physically look at it and understand how much we have without having to, like, walk over, hover over it, read the text in the corner. But also, if we have such an obscene large backup of benzene, then I probably won't have to worry about the exact value. Ooh, the last of the stainless steel is finishing. Now we can check whether the benzene is... Well, it should be net positive overall. I'm still thinking in terms of the benzene for the pyrolysis oven and co. is burning as part of this. But no, it's all profit. We can figure out what our profit is. It's a little slow. But then it has like little bursts of large. It's also the fact that some of these pipes are treating it directionally. Like there is slosh. There's definitely slosh. And this is one directional, so this won't proceed until this whole thing is filled. So, you know, downside to the anti-slosh measures. But I do appreciate that this one is forced to fill, because then it will guarantee that the pyrolysis oven will never shut down without everything else shutting down first, basically. This recipe for charcoal byproduct in the pyrolysis oven is medium voltage. Do we get perfect overclocking for pyrolysis shenanigans? Some setups really demand space in your base to work properly. You might have thought that through. In essence, the original Greg Tickler cell wood processor, it's a massive structure. Unlike any of the other others, this one runs on EU, so you need to route power back into it. Its outputs a fluid alongside charcoal. Power uses coils in a similar way to the EBF, and those coils affect the time each recipe takes. If you're using cupronickel coils, the recipe time is actually 2 times what NEI says. This might be too slow for your needs, so make sure to check how much charcoal you're getting from here. Canthol coils are available in MV. The IC2 coolant instead of the vacuum freezer. You can also boost your power by providing nitrogen. There are separate recipes for that in NEI. What I want to know is the overclocking behavior. Processing speed scales linearly with coil tier. EU partic is not affected by coil tier. Like if I go here and I say tier 2, that's just the different coil tiers. I don't know. I don't know. So that's mission accomplished on the distillation tower, but we also have argument to be had for getting more. After all, the more we distill, the more we diskill. But I don't think we're ready for all the byproduct yet. We could cheat our way into getting the creosote achievement, which would get us free lubricant, which we would need for more hatches. And part of what we did this originally for is we were going to distill the wood tar specifically so that we could get toluene, and now we're not doing that anymore because we're doing this. Which means we've kind of just split the problem into 2 problems. Instead of solving that problem, we solved the polyethylene problem. But, you know, fair, we solved it. I've acquired an opinion on how this is piped. Doot, 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 doot. And do this. Doot, 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 doot. Just doing my part to sort of clean everything up here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I know that this stream started an hour late, and also, the person I want to watch doing their own stream is currently doing their own stream, and I want to watch it. We got the distillation tower. If you'll permit me to do things like make the super tanks and process more steel and stuff off stream, I would like to do that off stream and end the stream here. We're still at like an acceptable amount of Greg time, slightly less than the standard air quotes 4 hours. That's supposed to be the maximum. So I think I'll end this here. Distillation tower is still a very big step though. We're really doing some real Greg stuff here. Here's to getting 3 more and doing all of the pyrolyzed charcoal byproduct stuff out of this. But yeah, this has sort of cycled the problem a bit forward. We need a second distillator. We need to occasionally turn off the benzene production to make some toluene out of that distillery, and then use that toluene to make TNT, which I want to use for the implosion compressor, which shall be used to make like NASA plates and stuff. So this distillation tower is convenient, but more work needs to be done. I'm Exception. This isn't TV. Have a good day and good night.